Hi, I'm Shah from Revenue Breakthrough, and this is a Make More Money series video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you about how to make sure that you reflect on the last year to catch all of the most important lessons that you learned so that you don't miss anything and you can take your learning into this current year. Now, let's go ahead and jump in. I know that there's so much energy and momentum that comes with starting a new year. And one of the things we have a tendency to do is jump into a new year without actually doing some deep reflection into the past year, pulling out the lessons that we learned, the breakthroughs that occurred, and what really for us amounted to change and transformation. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to reflecting on the previous year. And these are steps that I just took for my own business, and they'll help you to be able to take the breakthroughs and the lessons that this year provided you, transform them, carry them into this current year. And it's one of the most important steps of making a plan. So step 1 is look at every month and write down what happened. So what I want you to do is go ahead and write down every month of your last year of 2019, January, February, March through December. And then in each month, I want you to write down the important things that happened that month. So the vacations that you took, if you did any launches or launched any products in your business, if you got new bigger clients for that particular month, anything that was monumental that happened in your business and your personal life for that particular month. And keep writing that for every single month. And what you're going to see as you write this is you're going to see the story of your business and of your life and what happened over the course of those 12 months. The next thing I want you to do is to go back, and while you're writing these months or after as a second step, I want you to look at what were the lessons that came up during these time periods. So I remember for me, in October, I took a trip to Barbados, and it was a work trip in order to finish my new book, My Breakthrough Planner. And it was also an enjoyable, fun trip to be at the ocean and the beach. And I was in the water one afternoon, and I realized that I hadn't really been paying very much attention to cause and effect. And what I mean by that is that in the beginnings of my business, I was very much clear about if I wanted to make a change in my business, I had to learn something different and do something different and leave my comfort zone and get out of the familiar. And I was very willing to do that. And I just had this noticing that now, as I've gotten more and more successful in my business, I'm less willing to do that. And so it was, and it's not that I'm not doing it, but it just was this realization of my next level for me means that I have to pay attention to cause and effect. And what that means is that if I want a different effect, I have to be a different cause. And so what that caused for me is when I came back home in October, I actually spent about 40 hours doing learning and training on some new online methods that I then implemented in my final launch of the year of Conscious Wealth Master Plan. And we had a very successful launch of both the Conscious Wealth Master Plan and the Breakthrough Planner because of this realization. And when I went through my year, I wrote down about 4 major breakthrough realizations that I had over the course of the year. And keep in mind, they don't have to be like these insightful things. Like another one of my breakthroughs was in July. I received a massage, and along with the massage, the practitioner did cranial sacral work, which is another form of body work. And it worked so well for me because I have a tendency to overthink and overanalyze everything. And so it was just a way for me to calm my nervous system down. And I realized that this was a practice that I wanted to keep doing forever. So what were your breakthrough moments or your breakthrough realizations that you had over the course of the year? Go back, write those down, circle them so that you can carry them forward into 2020. That's step 2. And step 3 is that I want you to go back and look at what were the pieces that felt like they worked really well, like what worked this year for you, And then what didn't work this year for you? And again, I'm keeping that purposely vague because what worked is a different definition for everybody. For some of you, something worked because it made a ton of money. For some of you, something worked because it was a breakthrough around your spiritual or your emotional well-being. For some of you, something worked because it caused a more intimate relationship with someone on your team or someone that you love. So how you define working is up to you, but I want you to go back and write down at least 5 things that worked this year for you, and then 5 things that didn't work this year for you that you want to change for next year. Now, doing this analysis, it took me about 20 minutes to work through it, but what came out of it was a great sense of wisdom around the gifts that this year brought, and it also brought for me the awareness that no matter how hard things got in the course of the year, everything was a lesson and everything had a gift to teach me. And then one final kind of bonus thing that I want you to think about are what do you want to release from this year? So write down 5 things that you want to release from this year. And a great practice after you write down those things that you want to release is to put them in the I am. I am releasing 15 pounds. I am releasing the habit of watching too much television. I am releasing the habit of losing myself in social media, right? So I am releasing. Go ahead and say it out loud after you've done it. Now, enjoy this reflection process. I call this the qualitative reflection piece. And in our next video, I'm going to be teaching you the quantitative reflection piece. How do you actually look at your year from the focus of numbers? And with that, I wish you an amazing start to your year. And as always, I wish you the joy and the journey and the promise and the funness of going out, making tons of money, and making this world a better place. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and leave me a comment with any ahas or questions that you have. Also, if you know anyone who would benefit from this video, please share it so that we can continue to change the money conversation on the planet together. And finally, please check out the video description because there's a link there for a free resource that is going to take this learning even further. Thank you so much, and I so appreciate you.